What's up, y'all? Got a banger from the Modern King. Let's get straight into it.
A cafe in Melbourne is protesting the gender pay gap like we've never seen before. 1 week out of every month, men pay an 18% premium. The cafe, called Handsome Her, also has priority seating.
Handsome Her. If it's all about women, why wasn't it beautiful her?
For women.
Welcome to Handsome Her, where women reign supreme.
Of dames, so it's a wall of inspirational women.
Sandra O'Brien calls it a space for women by women, with priority seating for females and an extra tax for men.
We have an 18% premium for men, which is the same amount as the gender pay gap. I think...
Bro, the gender pay gap has been debunked for, oh my lord. They're still riding this out in Australia?
It's fair if you think about the world, the gender inequality that we have.
I think it's a brilliant idea because I don't think that many people know the actual gap.
They think...
Know the actual gap? You mean the non-existence of the actual gap? There is no gender pay gap, dude. It's been debunked. Men work harder jobs. Men work longer hours. It's as simple as that. Like, what is there not to get, bro?
Unfortunately for them, this...
Handsome Her is a space by women for women. House rules. Women have priority seating. Rule number 2, men will be charged an 18% premium to reflect the gender pay gap, which is donated to a women's, I don't know, respect goes both ways. Isn't that a little bit of hypocrisy? Respect goes both ways, but yet you're not respecting men. You're making them pay more just to show up to your little rinky restaurant.
None of the cafe's male customers refused to pay it.
I could wear that. Yeah.
he said, no, I'm paying it. What a G. Phil Dempster's like, nah, I'm not paying that, bro.
Considering that there is a fair, it's a fairly unequal pay gap between men and women.
The reason...
Yeah, there is no gender pay gap, dude. That stuff has been debunked over and over and over and over and over. Like, what are we still talking about this? Why are we still talking about this? I think Rachel Maddow, or whatever her name was, she got absolutely cooked one time about this stuff.
Yeah, it's a fairly unequal pay gap between men and women. Even though there is supposedly equal pay, it doesn't really equate out there.
Well, the thing here's my thing, dude. If the gender pay gap was real, why wouldn't all these companies just hire women and save a whole bunch of money? Oh yeah, that's right, because the gender pay gap isn't real. Oh my lord, it's so ridiculous to make this claim. 90% of, I think it's even more than 90, but let's just use 90 for a nice round number. 90% of plumbers are men, electricians, underwater welders, I can never say offshore oil riggers. I can never say it. Offshore oil riggers, say that 5 times fast. All men. Plumbers, electricians, roofers, contractors, bricklayers, all men. Of course those guys get paid a little bit more. It's kind of the thing. The gender pay gap isn't real because you ladies want to be secretaries. You want to be daycare workers. You want the nurses do get paid pretty well, which is predominantly female. But for a lot of the jobs, you guys aren't doing these high-risk, high-stake jobs that require a high level of acumen or anything that requires you to have a high-level skill. A lot of this stuff is pretty basic, I'll be honest. It's easy to be an assistant. It's not hard.
Staff say the gender tax isn't aimed at excluding people, but rather educating them, with proceeds going to charity.
First off,
bro, it's not excluding people, but what? But you're literally excluding people. Like, what? Make that make sense, bro.
Only socially acceptable, but would actually work.
Let's see here. Okay. So, what is it? A lesbian-owned vegan coffee shop in Brunswick, Australia. Can't say I'm surprised on that. That made international headlines in 2017 for charging a voluntary 18% man tax will close its doors for good on Sunday after less than 2 years in business. Handsome Her, which opened as a space for women by women, received backlash for what critics called reverse sexism. The cafe asked male patrons upon checkout if they wanted to pay an optional surcharge meant to represent the gender pay gap and offered female patrons priority seating. They offered it to him. Of course, every man was like, no, I'm good. While the business did not confirm or deny rumors of bankruptcy, co-owner Alexandra O'Brien and the Handsome Her team will continue to pursue its mission to drive change with hands-on work across Australia. O'Brien said allegations of sexism only proved how fragile masculinity is and confirmed the need to confront and dismantle the patriarchy. Yeah, the modern world that we live in Yet dismantle what gives you the right to even open up a cafe. Makes sense. The business's apparent failure sparked mixed reactions online, while some social media users praised the Handsome Her team as heroes and lesbian feminist activists. Others called them manhandlers and misandrists. That's what I would call them. And the cafe's impending closure proved that sexism is in business is a bad idea. I actually completely agree with that. When you exclude people, dude, it doesn't help your business case. The thing is, when you're a business, you shouldn't want to exclude anyone. You should want anybody to be able to come to your restaurant. I mean, right?
The richest women in the world, like where they got their money from.
Divorce.
It's rough. It's rough out there, guys. They ain't starting businesses.
Divorce.
They're marrying dummies.
It's almost all of it is divorce.
Feminists do not want to hear this. But there was one woman who was the richest woman ever from a startup company, Elizabeth Holmes. She ran a company called Theranos. She started it herself, dropped out of college to start this company, and it was a total fraud. It was all fraudulent. She's going to jail forever. She was worth $34 billion at one point. It was a blood testing company. They falsified all sorts of data, and they lied to investors and all sorts of... She used to dress like Steve Jobs. She wore a black turtleneck and everything, and I saw her speak...
Wait a minute. Shots fired! Is he trying to say something?
Speak once.
I'm done dating, man.
That's crazy.
I really am. Do y'all see what they said on the news today? 56% of women have a backup plan. 56% of women have a backup plan. And it was either that old friend or your guy friend, which y'all always say is just a friend, and then you end up being with the friend. They studied this. I literally watched it today. They did a test, a psychology test. Some of them are already happily married, but they still have a backup plan. Why, bro? Why? 21, bro. I'm staying single.
Dude, I really can't blame men for staying single nowadays because it is ridiculously hard to find a good woman. It's seriously a needle in a haystack. And you have to know how to vet these women. You really have to know how to vet these women. That's why I came up with the ebook, The 4 Values of Vetting. Through that ebook, you'll be able to figure out the things that you need to look for because women are going to give you these subliminal, like subconscious things and try to test you and crap test you. And if you really don't know how to vet a woman, that ebook's going to be perfect for you. It's just go to LeviNichs.com. You'll be able to find it.
In the wake of my feminist awakening.
Feminist awakening.
That's a thing.
Buckle up.
All right.
My default position is that I don't care about men's feelings.
Oh, what a novel idea. I don't think we've ever heard that before on the internet. And what brought about this great epiphany?
I don't care about men's feelings. And that is a position that is a place I had to arrive at after a lot of self-work.
Go on.
It wasn't the gym, was it?
Shots fired! Because the patriarchy...
Of course.
I love it. It's always the buzzwords.
Patriarchy, the source of all known evil in the entire world. Now do tell us, what has the bad patriarchy done this time?
The patriarchy socializes women not only to care deeply about men's feelings, but to prioritize those feelings over and above our own health, our own well-being, our own mental and emotional stability.
No, it doesn't. I'm really starting to believe that a lot of these individuals out there that have tried to blame everything that has ever gone wrong on society, not to mention what has gone wrong with their own lives, on that nefarious patriarchy, may have unfortunately not been given the skills necessary to be able to navigate society as an adult, in which a person needs to understand that if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anyone else.
What's your age?
This is why I say fall in love with yourself before you fall in love with anybody else, bro. Don't seek external validation. Nobody can make you feel better about you. It's called self-esteem for a reason, brother.
26.
25. Should he have any say in how you dress when you come out the house?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no. He's in the simp category. This isn't looking good, brother.
I dress how I want.
But you don't think that attracts a certain kind of attention when you're out?
I know the way I dress attracts a certain type of attention, but...
She belongs to the streets.
I mean, my man should be secure, you know?
I think I should take her for who she is.
Yeah.
So if I like her for who she is right now, I should be okay with that in our relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, what?
Brother,
Exactly.
Would you still want to have girls' nights even if you were in a relationship with him?
Absolutely. I think it's very healthy to have girls' nights. I'm not going to stop hanging out with my friends because I'm in a relationship. Of course, I'm going to prioritize my man, but those are my girls. I'm not going to stop hanging out with them and having girl time.
Do you feel like this would be appropriate to wear on a girls' night out with your girls?
100%. I think it's appropriate.
Golly, something that's skin tight, leaves nothing to the imagination, where you can see your Chucky cheekage, your Yosemite clam. You can see everything. I don't have to imagine what your body looks like. I know exactly what you would look like.
What gives you that idea?
What's wrong with it?
I think she looked like a damn snack. I don't know what's wrong with it either.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
You don't think simp? I think she looks like a snack. Oh, you're so hot, baby. Oh. That's what a lot of these older women do, though. Even though she's 1 year older, women get to experience what the dating world is like a whole lot quicker than men do. She's 26. She knows the tricks of the trade. She knows how to manipulate a man. This guy's just another sucker.
I think it gives a message of, I'm on the market, you know, any guy can come talk to me.
Because they can't come talk to me.
You can't help how good you look, but you can help the response you give to other people.
Exactly.
Good Lord. Give him a trophy for being the simp of the year. Goodness gracious, brother man. Dude, and that's because navigating the dating scene can be absolutely brutal, but so can dealing with the aftermath of an accident. Have you ever been involved in a personal injury case? Over the years as an image consultant, I've worked with many clients recovering from workplace accidents, car accidents, and more. And I was actually shocked to learn how often people lose their personal injury cases. That's why I want to talk about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They specialize in a wide variety of personal injury cases, and they've won thousands of big cases. And if you end up working with them, they're going to fight for the money that you deserve. Just recently, Morgan & Morgan solidified verdicts in Florida of $12 million and $26 million in Philly. That's up to 40 times the highest insurance offer. And I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. If you've been injured in an accident, don't wait. You can go visit www.forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below, to start your free claim today. Y'all know what time it is. Loki, free. Sit. Wait. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Free. Go to your place. Those are from Carbon. W's in the chat for Carbon. Sending me those sweet potatoes wrapped in jerky. I believe it's chicken jerky. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Okay, yeah, it's real chicken. Dude, I'm not even gonna cap. These things they kind of smell good. They kind of smell good.
Brother,
I wouldn't eat one myself, but they smell good enough to eat. Like, the sweet potato smells good. The jerky smells good. I don't know how I feel about chicken jerky, but Loki seems to really like them. Let's see. Look, you want another one? You want one more? Oh, he ain't gonna argue. Wait. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Free. Go to your place. Uh-oh, he's giving y'all the Tookus cam. Loki, lay down. Good boy. Loki, you gotta turn around and let him see you eat it, bro. You're being stingy. Good boy. Let's hop into... Let's go to the Discord. We haven't hopped into the Discord in a while. I've been doing you guys a disservice. I do a jollipies with that. You guys got some clips in here. Let's get in here and see what we got. Gen Z Everclear Challenge and Gen X. What is this? Incoming from Slim
Today we're trying Everclear, taking a shot with no reaction.
Oh shit. He doesn't know, does he?
190 proof, 95 ABV.
Young man, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Your confidence, I applaud you for it, but you do realize that this shit is illegal in about 11 different states.
Cheers.
Wait for it.
Bro, that stuff is straight, like, ooh, that stuff hurts, bro.
How about this?
That stuff really hurts. Never take a shot of Everclear, bro, ever.
How about this? Every woman the man she's going for has dated in the past got tons of effort, trips to Hawaii, Paris, Tokyo, personally selected gifts based on her likes, excellent communication on everything she needs to know about, etc. And now that she gets with him, he decides to be very tight with his money and effort. No trips further than Target in their local city, maybe like a $50 gift card, maybe. And he just keeps everything from her that might help her understand.
He's building the analogy of you make the next man work harder than the past guy. It's like, if she's making you wait, another dude hit it on the first date. It goes back to my quote on that. But yeah, because these men will make simps work harder even though they've been ran through like a set of stairs. But the past guy, all he had to do was just say what's up and he could beat her cheeks, but the next guy's got to take her out, wine and dine her, etc.
Then when she asks what's up with him doing so much less for her, he says, it's because I knew they were just momentary fun, but I think you might be the perfect partner, so you have to earn all the effort I normally just give out freely. How about that? Does that help at all?
I still disagree.
I disagree. Who would have thought, dude? The actual problem with Gen Z. Let's see here.
Z is averaging 2 IQ points lower than the rest of us.
Dang.
Stupid. They are addicted to their devices.
Mm-hmm.
They are not meeting reading and math scores. They have terrible communication skills. Teachers are quitting because the kids are so horrible. And I think about less intelligent, poor reading comprehension skills, poor critical thinking skills, and all they have is the internet to teach them. They were born on it. It's been their whole lives. And when you're talking about that level of intellectual vulnerability, I shudder to think like some of the things that are being promoted, not necessarily this show, but I'm saying in general, some of the extreme content on both sides, like, get a guy for all his money, or, sleep with 1,000 girls before you marry. Like, these are all bad. This is bad advice.
I mean, she got a point. Shout out to that young lady. She knows what she's talking about. And the problem is a lot of people rely on the internet for all their information. Like, people will straight up get on the internet and think that everything they see is holy script. Everything they see is holy script. Like, oh, this has got to be right. It's on TikTok. Bro, I have to limit my time on social media because you will get in there and it will rot your brain. It will straight rot your brain, brother, man. This is from a lady who was married for a while and then got a divorce. You can't make this stuff up. The stories write themselves.
Why get a divorce after 25 years of marriage?
Stupid. Because you're dumb.
The short answer is because it is not too late to be happy.
Wait, so you weren't happy during your marriage at all?
Finally got to a point at the beginning of the year where I decided that it wasn't too late to be happy. I still have, hopefully, many more years left, and I would like to be happy for those years.
Bro, what?
Week later. I'm just not strong enough to fight this one by myself.
Oh, I love it. The stories write themselves, chat. Oh my God. But I thought you had it in you, Petunia.
I don't know what to do.
You should have stayed with your husband.
Shots fired!
The show goes on! Lord have mercy. Imagine thinking building a life with someone for 20-something years means that you're miserable. Why did you choose to build a life with them? Did it take you 25 years to know you were unhappy? I don't know about you guys. I know some of you guys are MGTOW. You're never going to be in a relationship again. But I've gotten the most out of relationships. Like, I've gotten the most out of my life from being in relationships. And that's relationships with friends, being in a committed relationship to Cass. I've gotten so much out of that. Me and Cass have like ESP now. We can read each other's minds. We'll be out in a room. We'll see some funky stuff going down. We just look at each other like, we already know what we're thinking. That's such a cool feeling. You guys have probably had that with your friends. Put a 1 in the chat if you had. Where you're with a friend or somebody that you've known for a very long time, and something goes down out in public, and you just look at them, and y'all know it. You already know what they're thinking, or you know what they're about to say about it. Like, that's a cool feeling. I love that feeling. But for me, I always knew I wanted to be in a relationship because I loved the ladies, even at a young age. I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to have a family. Like, even though I really wasn't ready when I was younger, in my 20s, as I got older, I was like, yes, I want to be in a relationship. A lot of guys want to do the Casanova life, which I can respect it. You know, the Dan Bilzerian, the Tate brothers, cool, do your thing, which they still have kids. I think the Tate brothers still have kids. But my philosophy is the more that you're promiscuous, the more that you're alone. because you're spending time with all these random people. Like, you know, maybe you're bucking all these women, but you're really just alone at the end of the day. Jordan Peterson talks about it. The more you're promiscuous, the common denominator of the person that you're with the most is yourself. For me, I wanted to build something. Generational wealth is built typically with a family, and you got to have kids. And my grandparents loved each other. They were married for like 70 years, 65, 70 years. I thought it was beautiful. And I'm like, I want that. I think that the boomers were really washed up in the hippie thing. This is a huge generalization. Now, I might get some flack for this. But the boomers got wrapped up into the hippie thing, the Grateful Dead, all this stuff. And they thought that they wanted to be in a relationship. So they got into relationships not really knowing what they wanted to get out of a relationship, or really not even knowing who they were themselves. So they got married, they had kids, and a lot of them are divorced, or they're on their second, third, or fourth marriages. My generation, I feel like some of us do that, but at least for me, we're not as gung-ho and jumping into a marriage as quickly. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of them are engaged, only a few of them are married. They're really not that, like, I have a buddy who dated his chick for 11 years before he got married to her. 11 years. They could have a kid in middle school right now. Another buddy dated his chick for like 3 years, and then now they're engaged. And so for me, it like almost skipped a generation from our grandparents' generation, from the boomers, now to us. It's like, I want to set the standard of me and Cass are going to be married for 65, 70 years. Hopefully. Probably not that long, because we probably won't live that long. But, 40 years. I want to set that example so when my kids are born, they're like, I know exactly what to look for in a partner. I see how dad loves mom, and that's how I should do it. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying all boomers are like that, but from my anecdotal side of things, a lot of my friends, all of their parents are divorced. Like my tight friend group, all their parents are divorced. They're on their second, third marriages. They had a bunch of kids. They have multiple baby daddies. It's just a whole mess. But our generation does too. The problem is now, from what I've seen from modern women, and put a chat in the one, or put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a chat in the 1. Are you dumb?
Stupid.
Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Women think it's more of a commitment nowadays to get married to a man and submit to a man than have his child. Isn't that crazy? They think it's more of a commitment to marry a man, but they don't think it's that bad to have his kids. I'll have his kid, but marry him? Oh, you're out of your mind. Like, we have got it so backwards. It's more of a commitment to have a child than to marry a man. Marry before you carry. It's not carry and then marry. It's marry before you carry. That's a simple phrase. And I think if a lot of women move through life saying, I'm not going to be a baby mama or a single mom, man, we'd probably be in a much better place. And if guys weren't running around just blowing their cheese and everything that walks, probably be in a much better place. But the problem is only about 5% of men get to go through and lay down the law on 95% of the women. And that's why I think 5% of the men are responsible for 95% of the trauma amongst all the women. Because they really, like, it's only the top 5 to 10% of men that get to go down there and be chads. It's not all of us, bro. It's not all of us. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Loki, did you have a good time? Loki, all the way on your place. Thank you, sir. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Sorry, I hit it prematurely. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to book a one-on-one consultation with me if you want some life advice or image consultation or just a reality check in general. I do these on IG Live. You guys have been emailing so much, so I decided to make a Calendly link. It's in the description, so if you want to book a one-on-one chat with me, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You get me for an hour. But don't forget to cop the ebooks, the 4 Pillars of Personality, the 4 Steps to Style that make you irresistible to women and respected by men. I will see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.